Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to topic 5. In this topic, we're going to be learning about what groups are and what components are. Now, before we get into it, you have to understand that groups and components are very crucial to our working. They actually help us a lot in working very efficiently and creating very clean models. So throughout our learning process in this course, we are going to be using groups and components. And I would suggest that in future, whenever you guys are working, use the same group and components and work in a similar way to achieve high quality models with great efficiency and a very clean working method. Alright guys, let's see what these groups and components are about. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a rectangle over here and I'm going to pick it up like this. So we have a block and I'm just going to select this block and copy it on the side over here. So now I have two of these blocks. One of these blocks, I'm just going to give it completely grass green color, and one I'm just going to leave it in the default material itself. One of them, which is the grass, will turn into a group, and one of them, which is the default material, will turn into a component. Now, when I made a group, you saw that there was no prior requirements after or before making it into a group. But when I select make a component, it asks me to define a name, give a description, and all of these extra properties. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the name to, let's say, box, and I'll just go ahead and press create. The description, if you want, you can give it, not very necessary. You can just name it over here and say create. So we have a group and we have a component. Now I'll be copying both of these in front. As you can see, this too will be a group and this too will be a component. Now let's see what the difference is. Once you create a group and component, the basic use of creating a group is so that everything can move together and we do not need to make a selection to particularly move something. We can easily move it just by moving the entire group, and same for the component. Then what is the real difference? Now if you want to make a change within this group, you will have to double click on it and you will notice this dotted line opens up around this entire group. So we can now work inside it. So you can see I can make changes to this and it will all be happening inside this group. And whatever I am doing inside this group will be independent only to this group and not to any of the other copies that we have made or even the copy in the next group. And now to exit the group, I can just press escape, space bar and escape to exit the group like this. So you can see if I've made a change over here, it's only happened to this group and not to this group and not even to these components. But let's say I want to make a change in the component. I will do a similar double click, as a group and a component are very same in the look, but the only difference is that if I make a change in this component, the change is also happening in the components which have been copied. So if I make a change, it will make a change in the other components as well. Now, when is this really good for us? This works well when we have one particular type of an object and we need to copy it in multiple places. And we have to change it throughout the project, so it will help us in a lot. So if we have one particular window and we make it into a component, if our client or anyone tells us to change it a little bit, we will make one change in one of the components and all of them will change everywhere else. Now what happens is, let's say I copy this component over here and over here and over here as well. So if I enter into one of them and I make changes, all of them will start reacting in the same way. But let's say that I need to now only make a change into this and I don't want it to react anywhere else, but I want all the other four to actually be attached. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press right click and make unique. What will this do is basically, now this component will become independent and these components will still be acting together. So that's what the make unique will help us to do. So this is what is the difference between groups and components, and these are very crucial in actually working off the entire SketchUp model once it's created. So all of y'all, please go ahead and rewind this video and go through it again so that we can get into our first and main product which we'll be creating, which is a basic furniture, in the next topic. I'll see you there. Take care.